Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ascension's Love with Alice, a return to union. It is so wonderful, so beautiful, so much of an honor to be here with you. As we look at this weekly reading, we're going to be calling in all angels, guides, ascended masters, anyone of divine love and light. I work specifically with angels in this reading here, and ascended beings of light, celestial star beings, to help bring through guidance for what energies are going to be coming through to us from Monday the 30th of November all the way through to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, so through to the 6th of December, which is the Sunday. Now this is a very, very, very big week. I know each reading I say this is a big week, just because we are still receiving more and more light coming in to us through that beautiful great central sun as we prepare for the changeover of light source, which will be happening on that 21st, on that winter solstice. So this is a big week specifically because we're starting it with that wonderful full moon in Gemini, that full moon lunar eclipse. Do check out the video that I posted. Last week on that, and the sun reading as well, because we did a Helios reading, bringing that energy in, and we also did a beautiful lunar energy reading specifically for the eclipse. So do have a little look at that. That will bring great illumination to you. But for now, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Let's get started as we delve into the energy that is being brought forth, so we can best work with it, so we can enhance it and work with that energy to really go through the week in a really intentional way, right? So that we can bring through great transmutation, alchemization, and great alignment as well. If you haven't yet visited my Facebook page, Ascension to Love with Alice, it's in the comments, it's in the description box below. Do check it out. We've got the Sacred Self coming in already. Do check it out. We have different content posted on there, and we do live reads on that Facebook page as well. So it really is a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And there are special offers on for each week for the services that I do one-to-one. So specifically this week coming up, we have a beautiful sacred offering of an extended angelic guidance session where we work one-to-one with you, channeling through guidance from your angels, your guides, and really helping you get clear and shift out the way anything that's clogging up or fogging you up, so that you can get real direction, real alignment, and also go away with some tools to help you work through whatever comes up going forward. So they're fantastic sessions, usually on offer, usually coming through at a higher price, but they are on offer. So do check out my Facebook page for that special, as there is quite a reduction on it. So we've got the Shekinah coming in here with that sacred self. Wow, what a powerful start here. And of course we've got Serapis Bay at the base of this. So I'm going to hold all three of these cards, and I'm going to include Serapis Bay on the bottom of the deck because we've got so much. Look at that, infinite abundance. So it's really fascinating that we've just pulled this through underneath, because I don't usually look. Sometimes I don't look at the bottom of the deck, sometimes I do, and I don't always get drawn to turn over the card underneath it. But we have Lord Ganesh with infinite abundance coming in, so that's really where he's just popping in just with a message to say this is where this week is going to lead us to that infinite abundance, because that 30th that's coming through, it's like an activation for the divine masculine. It's a massive, massive choice, right? That's how we're starting the week. But what's really beautiful is we've got the Shekinah coming in here first and foremost with the sacred self, right? This is all about, so the comment on here says, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. What this really is this is really about becoming so aligned with your personal I am, right? You know, your I am presence, that monadic presence. This week is very much starting out with you spreading your wings and really taking flight. There are things that are shifting, that will have been shifting through last week, and that will be shifting with this eclipse that we have, that will really help you align into the majesty that is yourself, into this beautiful, beautiful divine mother energy. Because what's happening right now in the world is there is a lot of that wounded masculine and feminine energy, especially the wounded feminine coming up, and this is really where we claim our sovereignty in that. This is really when we embody the goddess, regardless of whether you are in an anatomy of a male or a female. We both have masculine and feminine energies within us, and we have to bring both of those energies through to that sovereign state. So it looks like we're starting out here with some beautiful, beautiful flying high. You know, it's like choose your timeline. That's what this eclipse is going to bring, is which timeline. Choose your timeline, right? Because you've gone through and you're still, and you have been releasing everything you need to really soar, right? To really just become and embody. Archangel Michael here is just asking you, reminding you, just asking you to have faith. You can't see things necessarily, especially when you're connecting with your ego body, but you can't see things from that ego body as the angels, the archangels, as everyone else can, as source can, right? So, you know, Archangel Michael is coming in here, letting you know that you are safe. And if you rise to where they are and see the bigger perspective of things and really tune into the bigger picture, knowing that you don't necessarily, unless you're very gifted with foresight, you don't necessarily know what is to come yet, right? So you don't necessarily know, especially if you're connecting with that ego body, what the beauty of whatever pain or contrast you're experiencing is set to unfold. So Archangel Michael is coming in to help keep you straight in line, to let you know that you're safe and protected, to put that bubble around you this week, to ask you just to trust, as you have angels standing close. You've got your personal guardian angels, you've got your personal soul guide, right? You've got so many guides and guardians around you, and if you are able to actually surrender, when you think you surrendered, surrender more, and just keep bringing it back within, then oh my gosh, you know what, you guys, you're really going to be tapping into this energy, right? This is a week where a miracle really can occur. You know, this week, miracles really can occur in this space. We've got Joan of Arc coming in here as well. Look at this, we've got two swords cutting left, right and center anything that is no longer serving, and cutting it from a space of love. That alignment coming in for both of them here, that blue energy coming in for both of them here. And you know, the throat chakra is getting a massive reboot right now, because you know, the words we speak are spells, right? They're incantations. So if we are talking and if we are projecting, or if we're saying something in the negative form, even if it's an instruction to a child, you know, to say if they're running and you don't want them to fall, so you say don't trip, that's actually putting energy in there to trip and fall over. So really, it's, you know, how can you rephrase things that you've said for a very long time in this incarnation, right? You know, take care, maybe a little bit better, be steady, you know. For example, now Joan of Arc comes through because this is really about standing strong within your own power and focusing on your inner self. She's coming through right now to help you release the fear of persecution. And you know what, you guys, it's there's a really, we offer really beautiful Akashic healing sessions, quantum healing sessions, where we're actually able to go through into past lives and find the string of thread that's attaching you to this persecution energy. So if you are feeling that, do have a little look at the Akashic sessions that we have on offer, so that you can actually release that once and for all if you're drawn. They are on offer on my Facebook page, so do check that out. Or even if there is just one particular wound, like an inner child wound, like an anchor with someone, with a mother or a friend or someone, there's an anchor there that's holding you in a low vibration. The inner child session might be a session that you are looking to work with to really release that, because this week there is more release and more alignment happening here. But specifically, it's about standing in your truth, releasing that persecution. We've got Serapis Bey, who is literally the ascended being of light, who is governing the whole of the ascension process. This beautiful divine being here with his infinity symbol on his third eye. You know, this is moving into your true self. This week is all about that, right? The light is here, but will you surrender to accept it? Will you surrender to let it in? Right? We can be so stuck in our own ways, and the ego programming can be so subtle, right? It literally is so subtle. It's very much kind of like, you know, can you sit in a meditation? Can you sit and be still? Or are you getting distracted whether the curtains are open, or whether there is a fly buzzing around, or whether, you know, you can hear someone outside? All those things around you are subtleties of that ego body, of that programming that the human body you have has, you know, programmed itself to do since you were born, and built on that programming. But you got to kind of unplug it, right? Unplug that, because this beautiful divine goddess, this mother energy, this, all that is, the feminine aspect, this is her week. And Archangel Michael is standing right there holding the space, you know, because it's not one without another. When we have one energy in focus, that's when distortions can happen. But she's flying free, and Archangel Michael, you know, that masculine energy is standing around holding the space for her to be as free as she needs to be, right? And just watching her in her majesty, not interfering, just watching and just protecting. Energy. Oh, my throat just went there. Did you hear that? Energetically. And once again, Joan of Arc coming in with that throat chakra. Interestingly enough, Archangel Michael governs the throat chakra in its ascended form, right? In its ascended royal blue form. Whew. Just clearing a bit of energy there as we go through this transmission. It's safe to be who you are. It's safe to do that. And you know, our throats, we allowed our throats, and we agreed to this when the last fall of Atlantis came. We agreed to allow our throats to close down and to devolve, because we started to use them in a dualistic state, right? Where when they would have much more power, the words really would manifest into something. And you know, there'd be a great amount of energy, and you know, the energy that we already command with it currently in current days is very, very powerful in itself, but it's clearing, and there is more alignment and more expansiveness to happen here, and more to clear. And when you think you've cleared it, there's still more. That's what I'm being told right now. Absolutely. And we've got the lilies here, which is that peaceful symbol. You know, it also reminds me of Kuan Yin, right, with the lilies. And that's just reminding us of that feminine energy there, just like that undercurrent of love flowing through here. But we have to really get back into that, you know. And I see here the fleur-de-lis, which is bringing in, to me, I'm seeing that Trinity as well. So like the Mary energy, right, bringing in that Trinity energy as well, which is something that is spoken about in many different spiritual practices. You know, regardless of what it is, you know, they all have their own interpretation of that sacred geometry and that sacred number. You know, this week is all about breaking the chain, right? So there is a massive focus on the ancestral patterns and rewriting your blueprint. And what we need to really understand here is that, look at that warrior woman coming in again. We've got Joan of Arc coming in this deck as well. What we really need to understand here is that the human body is an outfit. It's a means to be here physically on this planet, and we all chose to be here. You know, we are all master souls, we are all master energies, masters in our own rights, right? And if you were someone who, you know, spent your life climbing mountains, if you're, what do you call them, mountaineers? You know, what would you want to do? Where would you want to go? You'd want to climb Everest, right? And that's exactly what's happening here with us being on Earth. We're on Earth because, you know, we are here to master the spiritual lessons. We come to the hardest place to come to help it ascend, because we want to master our spiritual discipline. That's why we're here. And that's what we're remembering here this week, you know. So that alignment is a massive thing for us. But you got to break the chain. You got to unplug the circuit board, because the body, as soon as the human body wakes up from its slumber, the soul, the higher self, returns back into you, right? Comes back down through that silver thread attached at your navel, comes back and lies back in your body. And your body is like clothes, you know, in that sense. You wear your body to be here on this earth plane, but you can access many different dimensions, and you do so when you're asleep. But what's really interesting is, like, the blueprint that I talk about these programs that run, they're so subtle that when your body awakens, you know, in the morning, it's like you're plugging in and turning on the computer, and then whatever operating system you have on that computer, right, say for example Windows, whatever, you know, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever that is, starts to run its programming, and then those programs start to, you know, do whatever they are meant to do. And that's what the ego is. But some of them are so subtle, and it's like on a computer, they're running in the background, right? You know, you've got some programs that are running in the background on your computer. You don't know they're active when you turn on a phone or anything like that, but they are. And that's how subtle the ego body can be, right? So it literally is anything, anytime you want to say something to someone, you know, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you eating this? Why are you drinking that? Whatever it is, take the pronoun, take the name away from that sentence, because that, what you are projecting, is actually coming through from within you, from a subtlety of programming, right? A subtlety of programming. That's what this week is about, right? You've cleared, last week you cleared the bigger things. This week you are now rewriting and cutting and unplugging those other blueprints that just are no longer serving, that don't allow you to stand in your light. Here, look at this beam of light and this halo around her, you know? Don't dim to fit in, absolutely. Absolutely, don't dim to fit in, you know. This week, once again, we've got Ascension coming in, we've got Awakening coming in. The massive energetic upgrades that have arrived from last week and that will be here from the eclipse are just, you know, it's integration week. You really are. You have never been the version of you that you will be this week. You never have been, you never will be again, because we're always evolving. But this is the most aligned you have ever been in this incarnation. That's what this week has the potential to bring through to you, right? If you choose to surrender to the light coming in and tune into that central column right? Look at this, every single one of these is like a column of light. This has got arrows coming in, pointing up and going down, connecting with the Sophia grid, with the crystalline light grid of Mother Earth, connecting with the Cosmic Father. That energy is a constant cycle, that eternal river, always giving you what you need, as long as you're not allowing the river to verge off anywhere and allow that energy to go elsewhere. When you can bring it all back in, like these are doing here, you really do soar, right? You really do just become, you become the goddess that we call in, or the god that we call in these readings. That's who you are becoming and you are remembering to be. So let's have a look. Let's get some guidance for the week ahead, just to kind of close this week off. What's the focus for us to be doing here? Passed over loved ones I've got coming in. Stairs and the sun. Beautiful. Look at that, past life. So there is a lot of past life energy showing up here. I know there's a lot of persecution energy, because I know a lot of my clients, a lot of my students, a lot of my friends have been talking to me about this already, and we've been doing a lot of sessions on this. So if you are feeling that persecution energy, let's book a session. Let's get clear. Let's get some actions go forward specifically for you and what you're going through. But you know, and this is talking about ancestral lines, maternal lines, right? Paternal lives. The people that are in your family right now are likely, or in your friend circle and your family circle, are likely they've been there for a long time, right? For many, many lifetimes. And this is the lifetime that all this energy, all this karma is being released right now. You know, we are being asked to look into our past life, right? We are asked to be going back into that and clearing it. So whether it's through one healer that does QHHT, whether that's through another healer that does SRTs, whether that's, you know, someone like myself who takes you up into your Akashic records, and we do attunements and bring in various beings of light to help support us, and we channel through whatever it is, you know, and whether you can do this yourself, right? You know, because there are many of you, we are all able to do this ourselves, but sometimes we just need that person or someone else to hold the space for us, because we're not yet fully experienced in this incarnation. That's why you work with a healer. That's why you work with someone who's already done the work with themselves and cleared the channel to a point where they can hold a sacred space, a container of love and light without anything else coming in, right? But we've got forgiveness coming here massively, and that's what it's all about, right? You know, this forgiveness, and I did a video on this. Please check the video out. I'll link it in the comments below. I'll link it in the description box. But it's such a big one, because oftentimes, you know, we think and we say that we've forgiven someone, yet the way that we act and the way that we see them is we see them not for the light that they are. And when you forgive someone, you only see that divine light that they are. You only see that. That is all that exists within them. And if you see anything else, that's not forgiveness. That's you being triggered because there is a blueprint and a wounding within you. So this week is going to bring all of that out. It's going to illuminate it. Look at this illumination coming in here. And wherever you're being guided to go this week, you know, the direction, the timing is just timing is perfect, right? Timing is always divine, especially this week, and it may be challenging for you. You may be finding challenges with that. You may be feeling pulled and pushed everywhere, or you may be feeling like something isn't arriving in time, or something isn't happening as you planned it. But it's meant to be like that, because because what that does is that brings up that subtle programming, right? And I keep using that word subtle, because it's not the in-your-face kind of, I know this triggers me. It's the stuff that you don't recognize, but it's the stuff that isn't always recognizable. But if you tune into it, then it will veer you off path, and it takes a long time to bring it back round, right? So it's that very subtle shift. It's like a slight edge. Are you going this way? Have you just veered off a little bit? So they're saying here is like, you know, tune into people that maybe have passed over. So if you've got loved ones, mothers, fathers, right, people in your life that have unresolved karmic debts with, that you didn't get on with in living life, you're being asked to connect with them. You know, go into a meditation, ask before dream time to bring them in so that you can resolve it and forgive them, right? Find within yourself what it is within them, what the qualities within them that aren't benefiting you, that you're not a fan of. And that's a funny word, the qualities, to use with that phrase, right? Find what qualities you don't like in someone, right? Because that's within you. That's how it's being brought in. And just trust that everything that is happening is timing. And when we can release and surrender to that divine timing of things, to that beautiful perfection of how things unfold, more will be illuminated for you, right? Because like I say, we've got the sacred feminine here and we've got the sacred masculine here. both of them in unison. This is when they come into balance, right now, right? And the angels are all here supporting you. Look at that, beautiful. Yeah. Okay, my lovely, lovely friends. Got the autumn card coming up. This is about abundance. This is about paving your way for abundance. And what did we say? We've got that card that came out, Lord Ganesh, at the start. Obstacles being removed. This is the week that you remove those little obstacles that are actually not so little, right? And I say that because it's always usually the little subtleties that are actually stopping you from tuning into that abundance, that are actually blocking you from that abundance, that are verging that river off course. That, you know, that is the crack in the vase where your life force is in, right? So beautiful, beautiful friends, what a wonderful week ahead that we have. So much divine energy coming in. There is so much potential in this week. But will you allow yourself the time and the space to actually tune in and actually work through it, or will you continue to project? Because we're going to be encouraged energetically to really go within. And that can be as difficult or as free-flowing as you make it be. But let me tell you this, it can be the most beautiful week of your life if you surrender, right? If you allow that chain to break, and if you tune in, if you tune into what is being brought forward, and let the divine light, that mother father energy within you, running through you, cleanse, purify, illuminate, and just absorb it into light. Thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor and a blessing. I love you all, and I will see you on the next video, on the next weekly angelic guidance. Or hopefully I'll see you on the next live card reading that I do for people on my Facebook page, which will likely be today, tomorrow, or Tuesday. If you are not already booked into the Zoom call that we're doing with the beautiful wise sage Merlin specifically asked, he came through on the 11th of the 11th and specifically asked to do a Zoom call on Monday the 30th, which is the full moon eclipse, right, at 7 p.m. British time. If you can't make it live, the recording will be just as powerful. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to really be anchoring in that inner alchemist and really intentionally manifesting and activating that within, and clearing this programming that is not serving us, amongst many, many, many other things. He was a master alchemist and still is to this day. So he'll be guiding us through that. So I hope to see you there. And if not, I will see you soon. So much love, so many blessings. Bye for now.